Hello and welcome to the Healthy Solutions for All YouTube channel. I'm Michelle Tonkin, ND. In today's episode we're talking about 5 natural ways for pain management, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for having me on today on this episode on the Healthy Solutions for All YouTube channel. I'm Michelle Tonkin, ND, and today we're talking about 5 natural ways for pain management. So pain management, pain. We all experience pain on sometimes a daily basis. It could be chronic, could be acute, but at some point in our lives we've all dealt with pain, whether that be headaches, period pain, an accident, some type of trauma, maybe even a chronic long-standing condition where you have arthritis or some type of pain. So today we're going to talk about common causes of pain and natural ways to get to the root cause of a lot of these issues of pain and ways you can naturally treat it. So there was a study done by the National Health Institute that says about 11.2% or 25.3 million Americans suffer from some type of pain. Usually that's every day and usually for a period of 3 months or longer, and about 25.3 million Americans experience that. They also say that 17.6 Americans experience chronic pain on a daily basis for 3 months or longer. So that's millions and millions of people just in the US alone that are experiencing either chronic daily pain or pain for a long period of time. So let's look at some common causes of pain. You can have allergies. Allergies can cause pain because of those histamine reactions. Give you headaches, make you not feel so good, kind of congested. Then you can have accidents, traumas, car wrecks or different type of accidents that can happen, even slips and falls. You can have injuries, so like sports injuries. Infections like fibromyalgia or Lyme disease can cause pain. Misalignments in the spine, spinal misalignments can cause neck pain, back pain, all sorts of issues of pain. And even too many toxins in the body can inflame the body and cause issues with pain and inflammation. So we're going to look at some supplements now that actually can help your body deal with pain and some of the root issues that can cause pain. First one we're going to talk about is Cumanda. Cumanda comes from the tree, the Compasandra augustifolia tree, found in the Amazon basin, been used for hundreds of years by the indigenous people there. And it's a natural antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, antiparasitic. I've used it with clients who have lung issues like COPD, asthma type stuff, even like pneumonia type things, walking pneumonia, all the way up to candida issues, if this is really good against candida. And it's also a very strong anti-inflammatory. So it was found to be closely strong, about strong as an anti-inflammatory as like ibuprofen. So Cumanda is a great choice if you're dealing with some type of anti-inflammation issue, maybe dealing with some type of infection, or maybe it's some type of injury. But Cumanda I go to if someone's having a chronic or acute infection, and a lot of times if they're having pain from an infection, that will help clear that up. Colostrum, bovine colostrum. So colostrum is something we get from our mothers, of course, when we're born, and it's that pre-milk fluid that is produced that helps us grow. It has all those nutrients that we need, the HGH, human growth hormone, which helps to heal our bodies, our bone and muscle tissue, and also immunoglobulins. So bovine colostrum is very closely similar to human colostrum, and that's why it is so good and effective for us. And it helps the body to return to a state of homeostasis. It's good for the immune system. It's also good for healing bones, muscle, and nerve tissue. So I've used this with people dealing with issues from concussions to knee injuries, broken noses, and have seen it dramatically increase healing time for people. It's also great for the immune system and for gut. So next is vitamin C. And vitamin C is a vitamin that our body needs in abundance and needs to get from our food. Vitamin C, you can get vitamin C from like vegetables like broccoli, spinach, kale. You can also get it from a supplement form. And vitamin C is great against histamine, which a lot of times people get from allergies. So helps to relieve histamine, helps with inflammation. It's good for hair, skin, and nails. It's also good to support your adrenal glands, which help you deal with fight or flight. It's also good against microorganisms, as vitamin C, when you ingest it, actually turns into a natural form of hydrogen peroxide in the body. And that's why some hospitals, they even use it against cancer and bacterial or viral infections in high dosages. So I recommend about 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day. And much more of that in oral form, it's going to cause gastrointestinal distress. So I recommend about 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams. And a good brand that I like to use is the Whole C by OHS. Something else you can look into is EFAs. Essential fatty acids are essential. Our body needs these to help support the body in a variety of issues, from hair, skin, and nail health to hormone production, even to helping with joint inflammation and joint support. Now, I'd like to give an illustration of the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. I know probably most of you have seen that. Well, our joints, if we don't have a proper lubrication, can feel cricky, can get inflamed, and so we need good fats to keep that lubrication in the joints. Also, there's a special membrane that surrounds each cell that protects it, that the essential fatty acids make up. So it's also important for cell protection and health as well. Good sources of essential fatty acids can include things like butter, flaxseed oil, acai, hemp seeds, and even fish oils. Noni. Noni is a tropical fruit from the Polynesian islands, and this is a shrub type of tree that looks like the actual fruit looks like a medium-sized avocado pear. Noni is known as Miranda certifolia, and it's typically taken as a drink to enhance immune function. The kind I recommend actually comes in a Noni leather form. And the reason I recommend this brand is I actually met the guy. He has his own farm in Kauai, and they produce organic noni. And the way they produce the noni is very similar to how natives used to actually make the noni. It's a low heat process, so it keeps that noni intact. All the vitamins and minerals and enzymes and antibacterial and antiviral and anti-inflammatory properties are kept intact, which is very important. It also tastes a lot better. If you've ever tasted noni, the regular noni in a drink form, personally it tasted like old shoes to me. I couldn't really get it down very well. I was the only one in my family who could actually even take it. But this actually tastes pretty good. It doesn't taste like a fruit roll-up, I'll tell you that, but actually it tastes pretty good. I use it when I'm having period pain, or if I have like a burn or something like that. People use it for arthritis. And noni not only is good for pain, inflammation, because I would get 73% is effective as morphine sulfate for pain relief, but also is good as an antiviral, antibacterial, and anti-inflammatory. And so it's good for immune health as well. Then we want to look into Samento. Samento is a form of cat's claw. Cat's claw is used a lot of times for Lyme disease and other autoimmune diseases. But Samento does not contain TOAs. Now, TOAs found in cat's claw actually can overstimulate the immune system. But POAs, pentosylic oxidol alkaloids, actually help to modulate the immune system. So if someone's dealing with an autoimmune disorder, dealing with a gut issue, like IBS, Crohn's, Samento is going to be your choice. So it helps to regulate the immune system and not to overstimulate it, which is very important with people dealing with autoimmune. So a lot of times people with chronic pain can be having an autoimmune issue like Lyme or fibromyalgia, and so Samento would be a good choice to use if you're dealing with any of those issues. Lastly, we want to talk about Takuna. Takuna is a natural antiviral that comes from the bark of the Spirocheta stricosa and found in South America. Studies have shown that it's a very good antimicrobial with very strong antiviral properties. People use it as an antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, and anti-inflammatory. It's also good against flus and colds. I've used it for people with chronic Epstein-Barr, herpes zoster, any type of viral condition. Takuna will really help. It's also shown to be 73% as effective as felidine as a natural anti-inflammatory, and we know that felidine is actually used a lot of times to treat rheumatoid arthritis. So you can see that there are connections here between sometimes root causes, things like viruses, bacteria, things like that can actually be responsible or contribute to inflammation and pain in the body. So that's why a lot of times I look at someone's history and what they've gone through and see if somehow that might be contributing or be a cause for the pain that they are currently experiencing. Next, we want to look into diet. So why is diet important? Because what we eat affects our body internally, affects our cell health, and also we can a lot of times have issues if we have any type of thing that we're eating that we may be sensitive to or allergic to. So you can have an acute reaction, which means you have an immediate response to something you're sensitive to, or you can have a delayed response, which can take up to 24, 48, maybe even 72 hours later, where you're reacting to something you've ingested. So be careful with the common food allergens like gluten, shrimp, wheat, nuts, corn. These things, a lot of times people have issue, even like milk. If you start noticing that you're having symptoms, close within a day or so of eating something like that, then you know it might be something cut out of your diet for a period of time until you can heal your gut, and then maybe include it later on. You also want to make sure that you're eating a well-balanced diet, a whole foods-based diet, like we talked about basically every time we've been on YouTube. And the reason I recommend whole food, because you want to have a wide spectrum of vitamins, minerals, amino acids that you're getting in your diet. You want to make sure you're not having a lot of processed foods or sugars, which are going to feed bad bacteria and yeast. And it's also going to supply your body of nutrients that your body really needs to heal. So you also want to making sure too that you're taking things to actually digest what you're taking in. So another important thing to look into is enzymes. Enzymes are going to break that food down. It's going to take the digestive burden off the gut. And if you're having any issues of IBS, gas, constipation, a lot of times that can be related to diet and getting that bacteria under control, and also helping with absorption of what you're taking in. You also want to make sure that you are detoxifying. Again, we talked about how too many toxins in the body can be a contributor or cause for pain and inflammation. So our body systems are designed to work together in harmony to help detoxify our body, like lymphatics, kidneys, our colon, our spleen, our skin. It all works together to help detoxify your body naturally. But we sometimes, because we live in an environment that is not pristine, we have a lot of toxins around, or we're ingesting toxins in the food we eat and the water we drink, sometimes we need to assist that process and help our body. So the first thing we do, of course, is eat a very good diet for the most part. Make sure we're drinking enough water every day, at least 64 ounces of water. Make sure that water is filtered spring water. And then we can also do things like bentonite clay, which helps to detoxify the body. Bentonite clay has been around for thousands of years, and it's helped pull out toxins like heavy metal, radiation, chemicals from the body via the skin. We can do things like cleanse for life. That's a cell cleanse you take in water or maybe in your protein shake. It helps to naturally cleanse the body. You can do things like once in a while, if you have like issues with constipation, maybe taking like aloe vera or doing a magnesium oxide cleanse help to clean out the gut. Sometimes people, if you have a really chronic constipation, you might want to even consider doing colonics, like a Libby or Angel water system colonic system, which helps to pull out old impacted things in your colon that have been sitting there for years. I personally have had probably 20 to 30 open system colonics because I had a chronic condition of constipation growing up, and that really helped me to get over that and to have more normal digestive system. So if that's something you're dealing with, you might want to look into doing a series of those as well. Then you want to look into doing massage, chiropractic, or acupuncture. These are all great modalities to deal with if you're dealing with pain. So massage helps the body get rid of stagnation in the body. So we know if you have scar tissue, or if we have areas that maybe the blood flow isn't going as good as it should to other areas, that can cause pain and inflammation, and healing won't be able to occur as good as it could. So that's a way that massage helps you. Then you can have chiropractic. Again, we talked about misalignments. So if you have a misalignment in your spine, whether it be your neck, your back, lower back, wherever, that can cause your whole body to be out of whack. You can get pinched nerves, headaches, dizziness, vertigo. So find a good chiropractor, someone you trust, to keep that spine alignment. Remember that the signals in your spine signal every part of the body. So if you are misaligned, if your signals are going off in your body, if they're off, your body's not going to respond as good as it could. Your immune system is not going to function as good as it could. Your digestive is not going to function as good as it could. So it's going to really help you in a lot of areas. Then lastly, acupuncture. Acupuncture has been around for thousands of years. And really what it does is stimulate those pressure points in the body, help relieve pain by producing endorphins, and help to balance the body energetically. So again, I've had all of these done and they all help in different ways. So if you're experiencing pain or inflammation, these are all great modalities to look into. Lastly, you want to consider alternative therapies. So there are 3 alternative therapies I'll get into today. The first one is cold laser. Now, cold laser has been around for a very long time. It was actually Albert Einstein was in 1916 kind of had a theory of laser, but it wasn't until the 1960s that Professor Andre Messer actually became known as the father of laser therapy, because he actually developed lasers. And so there are 3 types of lasers. And there is a class 4, a class 3B, and a class 3A. And the class 4 laser is one that most people are familiar with. They're the lasers that you find in surgery, that people have surgery with. And then the class 3B and 3A are more low-level lasers that do not actually cut the skin, but they actually go and help to heal the body. So 3B is more of the laser that I steer towards. 3B is a low-level laser, but it doesn't hurt the body, it doesn't cut the body, there's no damage, it's non-burning, but it actually helps heal the body. So they compare healing to that of photosynthesis. So as a plant absorbs sunlight from the sun and converts that to energy, in the same way your body absorbs that energy from the laser and converts it to healing in the body. So there's different types of lasers. I actually have a laser as well that I use. And the laser helps to bring healing to the body. You can find laser therapy like in chiropractic offices, naturopathic doctor offices, that they use this for different types of conditions. So it can be used for maybe neck pain, hand and wrist pain, back pain, carpal tunnel, headaches, stiffness, wound healing. It all helps with all that. And they recommend about between 8 to 30 treatments depending on how chronic these issues might be going on in your body. So I'd highly recommend looking into doing that. Next is far infrared. So far infrared actually uses the sun's energies. So solar energy from the sun, there's a broad range from that. It covers infrared, visible light, ultraviolet light, X-rays, and gamma rays. And infrared is actually the light that can be felt from the sun as heat but cannot be seen, so it's invisible. Infrared is very penetrating in the body, and as humans, we actually send and receive far infrared waves. So the benefits of far infrared is that it can help heal the body, speed up the healing and recovery time, reduce muscle spasms, help improve circulation and blood flow, assist in reduction of swelling and inflammation by improving lymphatic flow, reduce soreness in the body. And there are a lot of other benefits, but far infrared now is available on you can get on Amazon or online. You can get anything from a knee wrap to elbow wraps to back wraps to they have that biomat, which I'll put up now. And what I've seen in infrared is that it helps to dramatically increase healing time. It assists your body into dramatically increased healing. So I've seen like the biomat, people with broken pelvises, people have thrown their back out in severe pain, or had other injuries. Even myself, when I've worked out or just don't feel right, like, really sore, it quickly takes that away, or helps to improve that inflammation that I'm feeling, and it just is a more rapid response and healing time and recovery. So I would definitely look into infrared therapy to help you deal if you're dealing with any pain issues, especially if you just had surgery or want to do something post-op, or if you have a chronic condition, where you have a lot of issues of pain, inflammation. This is something you should definitely look into. The last thing I want to talk about is OnTheMed biofeedback. This has been around for about 20 plus years. It came from Germany. I was actually introduced to it probably about 10 plus years ago. I was going to see a physician, a naturopath, to be treated for Lyme disease, and I was recommended for OnTheMed by one of my clients. So my sister and I were traveling an hour and a half there and back on a weekly basis and getting the supplements that she recommended as well. And that was, a pretty penny for us. So I just decided, to go ahead and get my own machine because I was noticing the benefit. And I got trained on it. My sister and I got trained on it. So, I've been treating people and myself for 10 plus years. And what I've noticed with OnTheMed is that it has so many benefits. So OnTheMed is actually PEMF, so pulse electromagnetic frequencies, and sound wave therapy. So it's called biofeedback because it actually uses the body to determine what frequencies your body needs. So to give you just a brief explanation, OnTheMed has something called 4 different modules in it. So each module helps to treat a different issue. The first module helps to deal with organ healing, help heal different organs like the lungs, the gut, brain, the heart, maybe hormones issues. Then we have dealing with issues with preset therapies, which are 174 different types of presets that doctors have put in this machine that relate to different conditions. So it could be stress, could be PTSD, could be some type of birth trauma you had at birth, could be an emotional issue, could be stress, it could be a pain or inflammation in the body. It varies according to what the client needs. Then we have a microorganism module, which actually helps to treat the body for different microorganisms like viruses, bacteria, parasites, things of that nature. And then the last one is a nutrient module, which actually helps your body to absorb nutrients that you might be having a hard time absorbing. So it does all this at the cell level, and the way that you decide what kind of treatment you need is through the pulse. So they use the pulse to determine what frequency based on not on rate but on intensity. So as I'm scrolling through the different frequencies, if I feel a change in intensity in the pulse, like the pulse will jump, like it's a speed bump, that's basically the body communicating and saying this frequency is something that I need to heal. And each treatment reveals a little bit more as we go in depth. I like to think of the body as like an iceberg. So your subconscious is like an iceberg, okay? The conscious mind is a tip of the iceberg where you just remember, bits and pieces and little things that happen to you. Subconsciously though, your body, like a computer, remembers everything that's ever happened to you. But we couldn't live if we remembered everything that ever happened to us, right? We just couldn't function. So God has placed that there in us to subconsciously, our mind and body doesn't always reveal every single thing that's ever happened. But we see this in people with like PTSD or different traumas where they'll get triggered, okay? And that happens because the body of the computer will get triggered by some kind of memory or some event or something you're doing, and will trigger the last response, known response you had to that particular situation. Or maybe a smell or something you ate. If you smell a certain perfume, your mind will go back to that. Like, oh, I remember this person wearing that or something. And so that's just a subconscious mind bringing those things up. So what the OnTheMed does, it actually goes and the body will start saying, well, this happened to me when I was a child. Maybe you had an injury, maybe you had some kind of even trauma at birth. And the body will start revealing more and more things that it wants to deal and be healed from. So that's kind of unique to this machine. This machine also want to relate to this machine. It has a lot of science behind it. I can't give you all the science behind it because it's over my head, honestly. But if you want to know more about it, you can go on their site, onthemed.net. You can check out different things they say about it. There's tons of videos on YouTube, I'm sure. And there's practitioners all around the world that offer this type of treatment. So if this is something that interests you, definitely go check it out. Like I said, I've been using it for 10 plus years, and there's a lot of science behind it. It does really work. I've seen people have dramatic results of it. I use it myself at least a few times a week, and I'm always treating my family on it as well. So it's really a great device to have, or have someone treat you with. So that is my recommendations for today for those dealing with issues of pain and inflammation. Remember, we talked about supplements that can help you. We talked about, of course, diet. You want to be sure of the diet you're eating. Then we talked about detoxification. Then we talked about other things like chiropractic and massage, acupuncture, and finally these alternative therapies to look into as well. So there's a lot of different things you can do for pain and inflammation in your body, and I just want to give you some things tools you can use to try for yourself and for your loved ones. So thank you again for having me on today on today's episode on the Healthy Solutions for All YouTube channel. Please feel free to subscribe, comment, and like. Also check out our website, healthysolutionsforall.com. Different articles we have, supplements. The supplements I recommend, of course, will be in the links below. We always have discounts for you guys and free shipping on all orders over $50. Also, be sure to go ahead and forward this video to anybody you think might be a benefit. And I hope that you guys have a blessed and happy and safe day. May the Lord bless you, keep you, and make His face shine upon you. Until next time.